Hello, hello, hello. Day 3 of the 6 A's, your catalyst to happiness. So if you've missed them all before, you need to go back, look at my profile, and you will see the videos in there. So the first A was about acknowledging who you are and acknowledging feelings, thoughts, and acknowledging what is right here, right now. Yeah. So that's acknowledge. And there's a free chapter of that. It's all leading to a book. You may get what you need from these 6 days. You may need the book, you may need the course, you may need to study even further with me. It is what it is. I just want you to be happy now, leading our way into Christmas, into the Christmas period and New Year. But knowing that everything is okay just the way it is. You see, I didn't realize that you could still have emotions and that were not happiness, but still be happy. And the first time that I really saw that was when my mum died and when my brother died, that I could still have all the emotions that I needed to do, but I could still be centered in who I am, that I didn't change, I wasn't falling apart, that I could almost be like the observer of it all and still allow the emotions to be there. It's quite an amazing time, an amazing time. So the first thing that I realized is we're trying to manifest from a place of a vibration that is not serving you at all, that you're trying to manifest from a place of need. And it's just never going to work. It's lack. So day 1 was about acknowledging who you are, that you're bigger than who you are. Go and listen to day 1. Go find it. It's not that far away, 2 days ago. And yesterday was all about accepting. So acknowledging and accepting who you are, what you are, and who you're being, and your story and your emotions, and just accepting everything about yourself, like 100% acceptance of who you are. And this personal development malarkey that you have to be 1% better tomorrow than what you are today. Well, you don't feel like it today. Well, don't do it. You're perfect as you are. You stopped all this, because what is it saying that, well, I need you to be 1% better tomorrow than what you are today? Is basically saying that today you're not good enough. Then you're worried about all those feelings of not being worthy. What if you were your highest self right here, right now? And I mean, bear in mind that most of us, you can't see who we are. 99%. I'll just do that. It's easier. 99% and 1% is so much easier. We can't see 99% of ourselves. That's science. So the greater part of you is nothing like what you're looking at in yourself right here, right now, or me. So much greater than that. You're so much greater than that. So when we can acknowledge and accept all emotions, we're not fighting them, we're not resisting them, we're not trying to put them in a box, we're not trying to stuff them down. We let them come up and then let them go. We don't need to analyze them. We don't even know whether they're ours. Oh, we've picked up on memories, but we've just made those up. Most of those are just made up. We have a different perception of what happened. And then we created a story because we've told it so many times. And you'll tell me, yes, but it's true, Sheena. And then I'll just go, well, keep arguing for your story and it will keep happening. Is it making you happy? No, we'll stop telling the story. Think of a mirror. You can sum up the whole law of attraction business in a mirror. The mirror can see your thoughts as well. So speak out loud what you're speaking into the mirror and then ask yourself, is that what you want to have repeated? And if the answer is no, find another thought. You say easier said than done. Depends what the motivation is. Depends what the motivation is. Some people just want their stories. You know what? There's nothing wrong with it. Keep them. Keep your story. But I don't want to. Well, then stop arguing for it. Stop talking about it. But. It's your choice now. I've just made you aware. Now it's your choice. Before you weren't aware. It wasn't your fault. But now you are aware. You know it's your choice. But it's okay. Keep complaining. Keep having the same problems. It's okay. It's your story. You can do what you want. So the next day, if you can, just almost forgive yourself for being you. And then you realize there's nothing to forgive. Oh my goodness, what am I forgiven? Sure, always forgiven. That's what used to make me laugh about how many times, you're told that you're being forgiven. Jesus died on the cross for you, so your sins are forgiven. And then you have to go to confessions. Why? I thought we were all forgiven. What am I going to confession for? Just amazing how these little things, that people do all the time and then don't realize, well, why am I doing that? Well, because you were told to. And so that's the other side about accepting, really, is don't accept all the lies that you were told. Nobody knew they were lies. Don't accept all the conditioning that you've been told. They don't even know why. Here's a story about conditioning, about putting, you have to cut that ham in half before you put it in the oven. Well, why am I doing that, Mum? Well, because that's the way you do it. That's just how it cooks. That's the best way. Well, how did you find that out? Well, I find it out from your nanny. So you go and ask your nanny, why do you cut the ham in half before you put it in the oven? Well, that's just what you do because your great nanny told me that. Well, why did great nanny do it? So then when you investigate, it's just like, well, that had to be done because the ovens were so small and the ham would never fit in the oven. So we had to cut it. And yet we're still following the same advice today. Isn't it funny? What other things did you find out that were lies? They were untruths. Lies is they're not told as lies. They're told as truth at the time. But there's only one truth, and it's your truth. You are the light, the truth, and the way for you. Not for anybody else, but for you. You can share your light, your truth, and your way, and then people either resonate, and then they follow you, and then they find their own. But mine isn't yours. But I can help shine a light, and I can help point you in the direction. So, acknowledge and accept yourself. All the warts and cellulite and bad moods and everything that you've ever done. You never did anything wrong. Never, 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 never. So, where are we now? Our third A, attention. Remember, chapter 1, acknowledge. You've got that for free. Have you claimed your copy of it yet? Have you told me? You can have it for free. There's a book out at the end of this. It's 6 days of these videos, and you could just get everything that you need from these videos. And then you might need to read about it. So buy the book. You may need to study it a little bit more. Come work with me. You may want results beyond whatever, and it doesn't matter either one of these ways. I don't know where you are in your journey. Could get you the results that you want. I've worked with people who've had babies who couldn't have babies before. I've worked with people who wanted to earn $1 million a month and they've earned $1 million a month. I don't know where you are. I don't know where you are. You don't know where you are. So the first thing to do is acknowledge and accept where you are. Boom, done. The next thing to do is to put your attention. So this is the third A, attention. So where are we going to put our attention? Now energy and motion will continue in motion until you put a stop to it. And that's what the acknowledge and accepting is all about. Because that gives you space to breathe. But then your body, your mind will be going, well, where are we going now? So you have a choice either to put it on something that you want. Maybe there's a goal that you want that you've been thinking about. Put it on that. But if you've been really struggling, then maybe a goal isn't, and I witnessed this. I witnessed this from someone who's been on drugs, and night and day were switched around, and then having to walk forward. If you asked for a goal, was just like, listen, just getting up in the morning was a goal. Yeah. So meet yourself wherever you are right now. For me, at one point, it was putting one toenail in front of the other. And I remember even from my son that, just even to be able to walk to the end of the road was a goal. That's it. So maybe it's just like, well, I'd like to put attention on me. I'd like to put attention on me for the first time. What makes me happy? What truly makes me happy? And think of those things. What makes you happy? What puts a smile on your face? I mean, you can make it up. You could pretend to be Cinderella. Now, people may say, oh, well, you're taking people out of, into a dream world and it's not the real world. Did it put a smile on your face? And lifted you up just for a couple of moments? I'm Sheena Cantor and I live in a castle and I play polo. That makes me smile. What makes you smile? Perhaps it's children, perhaps it's an animal. I want you to really feel that feeling. Put your attention on the feeling. Not what's going on in your head, but what's the feeling of that thing that made you smile? What is the feeling? Put your attention on that. Now, you may be further along than this, and that's great. Put your attention on your £1,000,000. I don't really care. But what puts a smile on your face? Put your attention on it. Feel it. And if you're not smiling, flip a neck. Find something that makes you smile. There's always something that makes you smile. Even if it's just a little crack on your face like that. There's something in your heart of hearts that you know you would love to have. You may not believe you could ever have it. That's fine. We're not talking about reality here. Well, actually, we are, but reality, that's a whole subject on its own. We'll not bother going into that now. So put your attention on what you want. Ask yourself, ask this question. What do you want? Don't say, what do I want? What do you want? This is the 1% asking the 99% of you. Don't ask the 1%. It hasn't a freaking clue. Not a clue. Ask the greater part of you, the 99%, the 99.9999% of you that you cannot see. Ask that. What do you want? And see what comes up. See what arises. Maybe you think, I just want to be loved. Well, love yourself. What would love feel like to you? Play a love song. Feel the love. I want to be acknowledged. Well, acknowledge yourself. You, whatever it is that it says, you be it first and put your attention on the feeling of it. Do you understand? Put your attention on the feeling of it. That's what we're doing here. So you're going to acknowledge who you are and what you are and acknowledge every feeling that arises. You're not going to try and run away from it. You're going to accept everything about yourself. Accept everything about yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to accept any situations in your life. That's a whole different ballgame. But the first is acceptance of yourself. Then you can choose to accept or reject anything after that. The first is acceptance of yourself and any feelings that are coming up. The next is to put your attention on what you want. That could be a feeling, it could be a thing, but it all comes down to feelings and feeling good. You only want anything for the feeling good of it. And you can manifest that right here, right now. What would make you feel good right now? Maybe it's a plate of chips. Maybe it's a glass of champagne. I don't know. Maybe somebody gave you a free cup of coffee. Maybe it was just you breathed this morning because you've been ill or something, and there's the breath. Who's breathing you right now? Acknowledge and gratitude that. Put your attention on all that. By now, if you're following this, you should start to feel at peace already, even from day one. Just to acknowledge yourself should have brought you some peace. And in that peace, you can find pure joy for no other reason than you're acknowledging yourself. You're accepting yourself and you're putting attention on yourself. Have the most blessed day. See you soon now. See you tomorrow. Remember your free chapter. There's a book at the end of this, and share this if you think other people would benefit from it. It's to help you through Christmas, New Year. Peaceful one.